Hello, this is my story about how I got sucked into an MLM. Well, in my defence, when it happened, I had no clue it was an MLM. And I didn't even know for years afterwards either. Why? Well, this was before the internet. And yes, that makes me old. So my first adventure with an MLM was through Avon. And I had grown up with one of my mum's friends coming over every month or so with an Avon book, and my mum buying things and other people in our street buying things from this very nice lady. And she never tried to recruit anyone or anything like that. She just literally sold the products. And then as I got older, I started wearing makeup and I started buying products as well. And then fast forward another few years and I was at home with a couple of children. Once they went off to school, I decided that I wanted to do Avon. So I got myself a few catalogues and I took them out and collected them back in and put the orders in, and everything was done on the telephone then. No one ever explained to me that you need to recruit people, so as far as I was concerned, all I was doing was selling Avon. So this continued on for 6 to 8 months, and then I realised that I was actually spending more money on products and I wasn't actually earning anything. So then I just stopped. I didn't take the books out anymore, and there was no comeback on me, because obviously there was no internet, so there was no shaming going on, and that was it. It was just finished and I just didn't do it anymore. So in that respect, my first experience was probably the luckiest of escape. My second experience of running in an MLM company wasn't quite the same. And the second company that I got involved with was called Juness. Now, the way I ended up in this one is I was working in a telemarketing office, and one of the other ladies that worked there was coming in and selling Juness products. So she was showing us catalogues and things online, and lots of people in the office, who were majoritively women, started buying these products from her. The problem came then is that she was trying to recruit people. So anyone that had bought a product from her, she was saying, oh, you've got the right personality, you work in telesales, so you sell things to people every day of the week, so this will be right up your alley. And she kept on and on and on trying to get people to join the company. And eventually quite a lot of the women in the office did join, and that included me. So then this is when the problems came. We were taught that we had to recruit others, and since the lady in the office had recruited most of the people that worked there, then that made it difficult for the rest of us. And she just said, oh, all you need to do is go on social media, and she'd been told that basically just to recruit anyone who had a pulse. Well, I don't know about you, but when I came to sit down and think about this, I thought, well, who could I talk to? And I didn't feel comfortable speaking to my mum or my family or any of my friends, so that only left total strangers. Have you ever tried striking up a conversation on Facebook with a total stranger and pitching your business idea to them? Well, believe me, telesales is a lot easier, and that is not easy by any stretch of the imagination, doing cold calling. Messaging people on Messenger to get them to join your business and telling them that they're going to make lots of money, that they're going to make a passive income, and that it can all be automated and they can have fantastic holidays, they can give up their 9-to-5 jobs, and all this encouraging words to get them to join. Well, that just wasn't for me. I couldn't do it. My upline kept saying to me all the time, how many people have you recruited, Lisa? Come on, you're really good on the phone. This should be really easy for you. But it wasn't easy for me. And I just said in the end, look, this is not for me. I just can't do this. And I just gave it up. And I didn't even really understand what it was. And it wasn't until years later that I started to understand how an MLM, a multi-level marketing company, works. As years go by and my children get older, I decide that I want to spend more time at home with them. So I'm looking around again for some kind of work that I can do at home. Now, the problem with the promises from MLM companies are they tell you that you're your own boss and that you can work from home. Well, there were two issues with that. The first one is you're not your own boss because there are rules that you have to adhere to in an MLM.
They say you're running your own business. You don't have to answer to anyone. In order to have sales, do that because bitches would call you out. They would report you to compliance immediately, and compliance would threaten to shut your business down and cancel your contract with them.
And the second one being that yes, you might be at home with your children, but you're working, so you're not exactly at their beck and call. Yes, you're there, but you just as well not be there because you're basically working. So every 5 minutes your child wants something and you're saying, yeah, come back in a minute because I'm working. So it's not all it's cracked up to be being at home. Next are the promises that are made to you. If you join LuLaRoe, then you can work towards getting a free cruise. So what is this free cruise going to cost you? You have to make $12,000 in sales for a straight 6 months in order to get a free cruise. And your free cruise is going to be on a cruise line which is really cheap and nasty, and I know that it is because I've been on it, and it's Carnival. And to be honest, you'd be better off just saving up for the cruise because it's only going to cost you $1,000 because all you're going to get is a 1 week cruise in an inside cabin, and that doesn't even come to $1,000. So you are basically working your butt off for 6 straight months and earning $12,000 each month to get a 1 week cruise. Definitely not worth it. And you can go into many other videos and into MLM chats, and you can see the consultants in there egging each other on and going on each other's profiles and putting messages on there so it gets spread further afield on Facebook. It's all a con, basically. There are going to be people there that have worked 50 hours in a week and have sold one thing for $20. So it's not all it's cracked up to be. If you look at this screenshot, you will see that this company's figures show that for 12 months all this person earned was $161 for the whole year. And how much did they have to spend out on inventory to be able to keep their place in the MLM? That's something you need to ask yourself. And in this next video clip is going to be a guy that was in an MLM for 12 years and he didn't realise the lies that were being told to him until this happened.
In this organization that I was part of, they were actually targeting international students to recruit them to join network marketing business. Like they would tell international students like, oh yeah, you can build network marketing business here in the US. One of the person that I knew got deported, actually have to leave the US.
So as you've just seen in that video, the guy had recruited hundreds and hundreds of people all over the world, and then one of his friends got deported because of the lies that were told to him. And in this next video, you're going to see one of the ways that an owner of an MLM tells people to be able to raise the money in order to join this MLM.
She found out that she could supply some of her breast milk and sell it, save some money to get her initial kit.
Can you believe what she just said? They told her to sell her breast milk to raise the money to get the kit for this MLM. Seriously? Don't get me wrong. If I was absolutely desperate for money to pay my bills and to feed my children or clothe them, then yeah, I might do that. But I'd have to be absolutely desperate. There is no way on this earth I would believe that someone is telling you to do that, to buy a kit in an MLM. In this MLM, which is LuLaRoe, were between $5,000 and $7,000. But since all the trouble and the FTC getting involved and taking LuLaRoe to court, their kits now are $500. So just think how sick you would be if you were one of them that paid between $5,000 and $7,000 and now you can get the same kit for just $500. To be honest, if it was $50, you couldn't even give it to me. There is no way that I would ever join an MLM company. Yes, I work online. Yes, I earn money online, but it's definitely not through an MLM. And since I've been a blogger, I've written about many MLMs and how dire they are. So I'm just making this video for you to warn you that if someone is trying to get you involved with an MLM, just say no, because you are not going to make any money no matter how good you are. Well, that's all for this video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.